And I guess I've been dreaming, 'cause now that I'm woke, everything that I see ain't what it seems, man. I guess I've been dreaming, 'cause now that I'm here, what I feel motivates me with reason. I guess I've been dreaming, 'cause now that I'm woke, everything that I see ain't what it seems, man. I guess I've been dreaming, 'cause now that I'm here, what I feel motivates me with reason. I guess I've been dreaming.
There it is. Peace. Oh, okay. Peace and love to all the guys and goddesses and the high vibrating species on the planet. What it is, what it do. Welcome back to the channels. Y'all already know what we got busting. You know what I'm saying? Hookah trees and SCPs. You know what I mean? I hope everybody's good out there, though. I hope everybody's staying high vibes. You know what I'm saying? Staying in a high vibration. You feel me? Help everything's good. You know what I mean? Everybody staying out of the way. Keep your head on that swivel. You know what I mean? Paying attention to the details. You feel me? Picking up a book here and there and readings. You know what I'm saying? Expanding your horizon. You know what I'm saying? And your consciousness and all that good stuff. You feel me? Yeah, we back with another SCP, man. We got the Radiant Sun. 2995. It's a keter. Radioactive. I mean, if we talking about the photon energy that's outside that they be trying to hide, then you already know, you know what I'm saying? There's some trouble for some hides. But we're going to find out exactly what sun is this one's talking about. We're going to find out exactly what dimension it may be in. It may not necessarily be talking about our sun. It may be talking about that China sun over there. You know what I'm saying? We're going to find out. We ain't going to, you know what I'm saying, assume too much. We ain't going to assume too much. You feel me? We ain't going to make no ass out of me's or use. You feel me? We just going to see what it is they got to say. And then we're going to hash it out at the end of the display. We good with that? So, if you're new, welcome to the channel, you know what I'm saying? Welcome to the Academy. This is Academy 7, you know what I'm saying? Spiritualities, you know what I'm saying? We like to go down to spiritualities and take a look at that stuff that's paranormal in nature, that is. And SCPs just so happen to be in that nature. And we're going to check them out. So we've been digging through them files. We've been in the departments. We've been out the departments. We've been in the field. We've seen some D-class get their ass handed to them like trash. And it's not really a good thing. It's all bad for them. So, you know what I'm saying? Salute to the D-class. Listen, I don't know what to tell you, but, you know what I mean? Hey, y'all better watch out. Head on the swivel. Don't get snatched up, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm telling you, you might end up 33 feet below, you know what I'm saying? Getting the thing, you know what I'm saying? Done to you, you feel me? But anyways, yeah. Like, share, and subscribe. No pressure. If you vibing with us, no pressure. You know what I mean? We just gonna see what it is that the ancestors got for us today. What we're gonna look at, see what they hide. Maybe they hide something, maybe not. You know what I'm saying? Maybe in plain sight, maybe a little harder to find. We're gonna find out though. So I hope you got what you need, because I do. And without further ado, let's get to what it is that we do. Bust.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. Miller, and the SCP we're going to be looking at today is SCP-2995.
Oh, yeah.
Object Class, Keter. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-2995 is contained on site at Area and housed in a climate-controlled vault, which has been constructed around the anomaly. This vault is insulated against seismic activity and safeguarded by 3 reinforced steel doors. Access to the vault is forbidden, barring emergency maintenance. During these situations, only one Clearance 3 2995 engineer may enter the vault, and they are to be equipped with a batrachotoxin security collar, which must be activated for any breach of protocol. SCP-2995 is positioned in the center of the three SCP-2995-1 instances, which form an equilateral triangle around the former. This alignment must be upheld at all costs. SCP-2995-1 must maintain a distance from one another of exactly 4.39 meters. To facilitate this, the instances are bound to one another by a series of carbon fiber reinforced polymer supports. This arrangement must be monitored at all times, and is imperative that any dislocation of SCP-2995-1 be...
Now remember what I said about that carbon. Remember what I said about that carbon now. Here we go. More carbon.
responded to immediately. In the event of a possible containment breach, damage to SCP-2995-1 or movement by SCP-2995, Overwatch is to be alerted to the possibility of an XK-class end-of-the-world scenario. Description: SCP-2995 is a spherical luminous object levitating 1.74 meters from the ground. The mechanism of levitation is unknown. The object itself is approximately 27 centimeters in diameter and generates a distinct red glow. Anything which enters the ellipsoidal space surrounding SCP-2995, this space is 1.51 meters in height and 2.14 meters in width, is destroyed by exposure to SCP-2995's physical properties. See below. A small amount of pressure is required to penetrate this space, approximately 80 newtons per square centimeter. Due to this, ambient atmospheric particles seldom cross the threshold. SCP-2995-1 are...
That means the chromosphere on this thing is strong. Oh yeah, you vapors walking up on that. If you're not matching the frequency, or you don't have the substance, you ashes. May not even be that. Yeah.
Are a set of three identically shaped jadeite columns. The columns are 7.11 meters in height and 45 centimeters in diameter. Topping each instance of SCP-2995-1 is a sculpture of a human hand. While of consistent size, they bear distinct inscriptions, although sharing a similar theme. The inscriptions consist of text and images, the former of which are in Old Chinese. The images correspond to an obscure Chinese religious sect originating from BCE, which is consistent with the site of recovery and common themes present on SCP-2995-1 and at the recovery site include fire, sun worship, avian worship, astrological thaumaturgy, and human immolation.
Yeah, you talking about the original Asiatics. The original Asiatics. Yeah. This is almost dealing with the Anunnaki and entities like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, this is where this is leading to. That's why I'm thinking. I was just thinking, like, man, where did y'all get this from? Where did y'all steal this from? Or, you know what I'm saying? Who gave y'all this? Who gave y'all this damn thing? For real.
Through a limited amount of data on SCP-2995's physical properties is available. Presently, the object is believed to be a quark-degenerate matter, possibly strange matter, star, making the anomaly's color a result of a gravitational redshift. Relativistic physics indicate that a stellar body maintaining such a diminutive volume, given its mass, approximately 3.14 times 10 to the power of 20 kilograms, according to calculations of SCP-2995's gravity within the threshold, is highly improbable. How SCP-2995 has achieved its size is unknown. By all accounts, SCP-2995 produces thermal energy, electromagnetic radiation, and gravitational force more than sufficient to constitute an XK-class end-of-the-world scenario. These effects, however, are limited to the ellipsoidal space around the anomaly. The dimensions of the space are, in turn, determined by the precise placement of SCP-2995-1 around SCP-2995. It is presently unknown why some amount of visual radiation escapes the field projected by SCP-2995-1, which makes SCP-2995 itself visible to the naked eye. Addendum 2995-001 Recovery and History. SCP-2995 was discovered in 1933 following the Daexi earthquake. While the structure supporting SCP-2995-1 was seemingly designed to insulate the artifact against seismic activity, the earthquake's magnitude and close proximity to the site caused a minute change in the orientation of the columns. Consequently, small amounts of SCP-2995's latent gamma radiation contaminated the area. Agents embedded in the Chinese government were alerted to several cases of radiation poisoning in the province and were dispatched to investigate. Although public knowledge of ionizing radiation and radiation poisoning was virtually non-existent at the time, the Foundation had previously encountered. Using prototype lead-lined suits, the agents located SCP-2995 and performed an initial evaluation. Using instructions from texts present at the site, the agents were able to return SCP-2995-1 to nearly its original position, reducing gamma radiation to negligible levels. After the artifact's initial stabilization, a second comprehensive evaluation was conducted, during which time the magnitude of the object was discovered. Site 62B was constructed for the sole purpose of containing SCP-2995, and systematic depopulation of the surrounding areas was conducted via. Containment encountered no further difficulties until 1937, during the Second Sino-Japanese War. While Japanese occupation of mainland China did not extend to the region encompassing Site 62B, the disruption of the Chinese government severely impacted the Foundation's ability to maintain communication with and transport supplies to the site. It is believed that this fact was known by Jin Chibang, who then attempted an opportunistic raid on Site 62B on 1937. The attack resulted in the deaths of 11 of the site's 17 staff, leaving barely enough personnel to operate the facility effectively. The following is an informal incident report authored by one of Site 62B's security personnel following the attack. Agent Todd Rayner here. There's 6 of us left, and only 2 of those have the necessary clearance to approach the fucking thing. Not that any of that bullshit matters at this point. 5 of them showed up in the night. Don't know how they passed right under our monitoring systems. Some magic bullshit. I don't know. 2 of them were carrying a third on some kind of thing. When we made contact, Paul, Joe, and me fired at their feet, Joe yelling at them to get back. 2 guys in the front, the ones not carrying the other guy, were holding torches. One of them took his torch and lit the guy being carried on fire. In retrospect, we probably should have just shot them to death when they started doing weird shit, but we were a little too shaken aback by the whole lighting ourselves on fire bit. Anyway, once they'd done that, we were pretty much fucked. When we tried to fire on them, the flames engulfing that guy reached out and ate our bullets. We tried throwing shit at them, and the same thing happened. They kept advancing on us, and the guy on fire just sat there burning, and I guess meditating. He didn't even fucking flinch. His skin was turning black and shriveling up and peeling off, and it was like he didn't notice. The 3 of us retreated into the base and gave the order to lock down the skip. We secured the exterior access, but it didn't do a damn thing. They just melted the door. Reinforced carbon steel. And they just fucking melted it. At that point, me and Paul came up with a long-shot plan.
See? That takes us back to SCP-6. SCP-213. See what I'm saying? At full capacity, you ain't stopping it. Nothing. Right through the door. And then some things can vibrate so It phased through the door. What you talking about? I'm just saying. But they just displaying what they do. It's the gamma radiation right there. You know what I'm talking about? It's the same thing you're dealing with when you're talking about the Hulk. The same thing you're dealing with when you're dealing with dark matter energy. That's the same thing that this is. And I got another theory too, but hold on.
Paul set up some of our demolition charges in the first basement, directly above the access tunnel to the containment vault in the second basement. Me and Joe did our best to make sure the cultists came down that way. Once we had visual contact, I gave Paul the order to blow the floor, and the whole tunnel collapsed, burying those fuckers in about a third of the site's superstructure. After a few minutes, we thought it was safe to declare bogey as terminated. The explosion knocked out the electrical system leading to the vault, so we had to manually override the door to get the personnel inside the vault out. The moment we got the door open, a plume of fire shot out of the rubble, and one of those guys fucking stood up. Half his head and torso were fucking gone. And he stood up. We didn't have time to react. He yanked a giant steel bar out of the rubble and ran it across Joe's face. Just from looking at his head, I could tell that the blow shattered his jaw and pulverized his brain. But that didn't stop him from screaming a few seconds after he got hit. He should have crumpled, but he stayed on his feet, screaming from his misshapen head. Then his fucking face started to melt off. Why not? It wasn't bad enough that we had to die. They had to do some more magical bullshit to us before we died. The guy next to me knocked me over as he tried to get the manual override to close the door, I imagine. But the cultist with the steel bar smacked him straight into the other wall. I don't know why he didn't kill me at the time, while I was lying on the floor. Maybe it had something to do with the fact that he was missing a part of his brain. I don't know how I found the strength to stand up either. I looked up and saw Joe lying on the rubble, most of his face melted off, and the one eye left staring at me.
Damn, Joe.
He blinked. Even after all that, he was still alive. Maybe he could finally die if I killed that cult fucker, or if I killed the skip. I'm not sure what my plan was as I pushed myself back onto my feet, but I turned towards the vault. He was standing in front of the glowing orb thing, and he lifted his hands up towards it. He was so fixated on it he didn't even notice me moving behind him. I lunged, full force, throwing my entire weight against him, and he stumbled forward into the orb. As I hit the ground, I saw him sucked up into the thing, and his body let off a blinding flash as he disappeared. I couldn't see for a good several minutes, but it didn't really matter because I never left the floor and barely opened my eyes. The next thing I remember, I was waking up in the infirmary. They told me that Joe had died. It was the only relief I got. It was determined that Site 62B's adjunct supervisor in Shanghai had been given adequate forewarning and the time to appropriate additional security and resources to the site prior to the Japanese invasion. This was not accomplished, and in light of the incident, Overwatch immediately transferred control of the facility to Dr. Jeffrey Anborough and funded its reconstruction into Area, with the addition of 2 further attacks by Jin Chibang in 1940 and 1946 were significantly less successful. No attacks have occurred since 1946. Addendum 2995-002 Incident 2995 on 19 area was subject to an unexplained power surge. Safeguards prevented critical failure, though many of the facility's systems were sent offline for several minutes. After the site was restored to full functionality, personnel discovered a digital message from an unidentified source in the site's network. My father came from far away. He and his 9 brothers came through the cosmos, bringing light and warmth and life to many worlds. It was their duty and their life's pleasure. One day, my father met her. She shone more brilliantly than any in the universe, and my father was struck by her beauty. They fell in love, My father was the happiest he had been in his entire life, but his brothers swelled in rage and envy. They were spiteful that he had found love in the infinite vastness, and they had not. They resolved to take his happiness. My father and his love traveled to a place where no life resided. He took the place of the hollow seed that rested there, and spread his arms to one of the rocks caught in his presence. Where he touched, life blossomed, and the rock became vibrant in his warmth. For a long time, my father and his love watched the life grow and strengthen, nurturing the rocks as he had nurtured so many before. Finally, there came the day when his life had eyes to look upon his radiance and bask in his majesty. Finally, there came the day when his life had mouths to speak of my father and his gifts. My father crafted a form more suitable for the lands of his creatures and descended upon their realm. He spoke to them in simple words, much like I am doing to you now. They offered everything they had to him in return for his gifts. But he refused. My father was kind. He only asked for their love, and they gave it to him. As the creatures gave love to my father, a different kind of love, that which existed between him and my mother, created me. I became that which my father loved more than anything in the cosmos, his creatures and brothers included. It was then that his brothers decided to bring their scheme to fruition. They killed my mother. The fire that engulfed the heavens was such that no eyes had ever beheld. The brothers quailed in terror for which no words exist. The inferno of my father's rage can be seen and felt for every place that is or ever was. Yet not a soul was harmed in the blaze. The brothers, too, were unharmed. They died utterly of fright. Their lights went dark, their bodies cold, their eyes still frozen in fear. My father, his light was spent in his fury and sorrow, and he delivered me, still an infant, to the rock where his faithful creatures dwelt. They swore to protect me, to nurture me as he had nurtured them. They built a cradle for me, with 3 hands in the shape of my father's, to comfort me in times of darkness. Now I live only in darkness. Those that hold the blanket of shadow over me, you have forgotten my father's love. One of the faithful came to me. He had suffered greatly to pierce through the blanket you hold around me. But his love was true. I will be free for his sake and my father's. My fires will too scorch the heavens. Okay, that about does it for today. Thank you all for listening, if indeed you still are, and you are all dismissed. Goodbye. Man, I hope this fucking drama dies away soon. I'm already bored of it.
No, we don't want to hear that. We don't want to hear that. We don't want to hear that. Because I promise you, Academates, I promise you this. If you do some research, I'm sure you're going to be able to match that story up with some stories around here. I'm pretty sure of that. Homework. Have fun. I'm talking about for real. Because I'm like, yes sir, he already about that business, boy. And I can already tell you, him ain't playing either. Him ain't playing. And then you know what I'm saying, like this took like a total different twist, like, you know what I'm saying? So now you know we dealing with something beyond, you know what I'm saying, the radiant sun. So you know what I'm saying, like, so you already know what it is. You already know what it is. I wouldn't necessarily go straight, you know what I'm saying, oh, that's Lucifer, and I wouldn't do that immediately. I wouldn't. like I said, I would just cross-reference this story. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely going to cross-reference it just to ensure that, you know what I'm saying, like what I'm thinking is what I'm thinking. Yes, sir. I'm definitely going to do that because that was interesting what he was talking about. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. I don't know if that's talking about a new. I'm not sure if this talking about if this has anything to do with the Anunnaki. I'm not sure. Sounds like it would be down that alley though. It surely sounds like it'll be down that alley. So I'm gonna do my due diligence, just like I'm asking y'all to do your own. You know what I'm saying? Do your own research. And I'm gonna see what I come up with myself. You know what I mean? Because the story was interesting. It's like, hey, I'm intrigued. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, that's the opening. Let's get the movie busting. But I'm sure there's a movie out there somewhere too with the same exact story right here. You know what I'm saying? Dr. Miller, I know you try to, you know what I'm saying, make people feel like, you know what I'm saying, they ain't, you know, I know how y'all like to do, you know what I'm saying? It's double speaking and all that. You feel me? You make the most important things feel like it's not important. You know what I'm saying? Hey, y'all just overlook that last part. We're going to give it to you, but y'all just make sure y'all overlook it. It's boring. It's just drama. You know what I'm saying? A whole bunch of drama. But if you sit here and you listen to the story, like, wait a minute. Hold up. We got some jealous brothers. Okay. We got a sun. We got a rock that he got put on eventually with some creatures. I mean, it starts to put you in the mind of God. You know what I'm saying? The God of the Bible. That is, I say it like that. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's several guys, several guys in that book. To be honest with you, but you listen. You just gotta break. You gotta break through. You gotta break through, and you'll see it. But yo, so. And then the dilution of the stories. That's another thing. You know what I'm saying? So, and then, you know what I mean? It's plagiarism at its finest. There's no telling, you know what I'm saying? That's why I pay close attention to the actual stories. Because, like, some of these stories actually have, you know what I'm saying, truth behind them that really do hold weight. The rest of it around it, you know what I'm saying, that just made it look all pretty and nice. And made you not pay it no mind, and the whole shebang was right there, you know what I'm saying, in the plot. As soon as you get some, bing, bing, like, bam, hit you instantly, like, ooh, you know what I mean? So, that story, I'm telling you, do some research. You gonna be able to put something together. I promise you will. You're gonna be able to put something together. You know what I'm saying? If I think about it, whenever I do mine, if I think about it, you know what I mean, if it comes back to me, I would definitely drop some science on y'all, you know what I'm saying, what I came up with, what I discovered, you know what I'm saying, because I'm sure that, because that was deep, that was dope, you know what I'm saying, like, I wanted to flip the page, or, you know what I'm saying, it was like, okay, all right, let's get the movie going now, because, hey, that sound like that's finna, hey, he finna get it busting when he get loose, so, he already letting you know what he finna do, and, you know what I'm saying? In certain teachings, the heavens ain't what some people think the heavens is. You feel me? Like some say, you know what I mean? The heavens is right here on this very planet. It was considered that. So he gonna get free. He gonna let loose on the planet, so to speak. You feel me? I'm just saying. But yo, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. You know what I'm saying? The Catamates, I appreciate y'all joining me. You know what I mean? Yet again. You feel me? Keep that head on the swivel. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget to protect yourself spiritually, mentally, physically, and emotionally. You know what I'm saying? Try not to let the world drive you crazy out here. You know what I mean? I know it can get a little cuckoo, but you know, we can vibe high enough and get by that. You know what I'm talking about? For real. We can vibe high enough and we can get by that. Everything gonna be all good. We gonna work through it. You feel me? Just remember, you know what I'm saying? Do your due diligence. Keep your CT on, man. Critical thinking is a must. It's a must that we keep critical thinking and we keep paying attention to the details because we know who's in them, and they always trying to switch them up, and they don't give up. You know what I'm saying? They 24/8 with it. It's like 24/8 out the gate. Even when you thinking, you know what I'm saying, they I'm telling you. So we need to keep these things on our frontal lobe, you know what I'm saying? Stay in the frontal lobe, you know what I'm saying? Give the rest of our brain some massage work, you feel me? And stay, you know what I'm saying? That cerebellum get a nigga jammed up sometimes. For real. I just got to tell you, you know what I'm saying? Being in the cerebellum all the time, you know what I mean? And you got the wrong stuff in the back of your mind, you're going to get caught up. You know, feel me? So, y'all critical think, you know what I'm saying? Chestnut chuckles. Everybody got to play regardless. Everybody got to play regardless. We just got to figure out how we playing. You know what I'm saying? We find out how they move, and we find out how to move with them. Like this right here, a radiant sun. I was thinking, oh yeah, that's right. My bad, y'all. I'm sorry. My apologies. I was thinking this thing was gonna be that China sun, boy. Stop. You real, man? Like the sun, but then again, could it be? Could it be? Hypothetically speaking, y'all, could this be the sun that's in China? That they, you know what I'm saying, and say, look, we have a sun. We created a sun, and it was this SCP the whole time? Is that where we're going with this? Y'all let me know in the comment section. When you know what I'm talking about? Did you put the two together? Did you think about it? Did you? Y'all let me know. Comment section. Let me know down below if you think, you know what I'm saying? The radiant sun right here is that sun that they brought out in China and just tried to make it seem like they produced a sun. Where is it now? I mean, okay, I'm sorry. Peace and love to all the guys and goddesses and all the high vibrating species on the planet. And peace and love to all the guys and goddesses on Turtle Island, baby. Vessels up.